Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Walmart out in Rockwall, Texas. It is a beautiful spring morning, and I wanted to go ahead and take you alongside with me. As always, please press the like or thumbs up button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as following me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants. But you can see right here, this is one of the best Walmarts out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I would even say in the state of Texas. I am based out in North Dallas, but I wanted to go all the way down to Rockwall, Texas to take a look at some of their beautiful plants. You can see that in the outdoor section, they have extended it all the way outside in the entrance. So we'll be seeing a lot of these beautiful flowering plants right over here. And then we're going to go into the indoor tropical section, which is actually in the middle of the store, right in front of the cash registers where you check out. So you can see right over here, we've got some beautiful Better Homes and Garden plants. These ones are beautiful dahlias for $5.94. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome to the channel. My name is Richie, and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, but I've actually delved into other content that's still related to plants. If you are interested, please join my YouTube membership tier, my program called the Super Plant Foldies. If you want to join, all you have to do is click the link on the comments section that is actually pinned. I'd really love your support. It is only for $2.99, and you'll get access to my lifestyle blog, my Catriona and Charlotte baby hen blog. I have a lot of other stuff over there, and my elusive, and I say elusive, but my soon to be houseplant tour of my Aglaonema and all my plants. So take a look at it, see if you would like to consider joining to be a Super Plant Foldie as far as my YouTube membership tier. Anyways, let's get back to the plants. So you can see right over here, we've got some beautiful coleus plants. And can I say that it is such a beautiful morning to go out and film plants. You know, that's the one thing I love about doing daily plant shopping videos, is to take you alongside with me throughout the day, whether it's early morning, sometime in the afternoon, or maybe early evening, to go plant shopping. But today I went bright and early to go show you some of the beautiful plants. The thing about it is, my favorite part of the day is early morning, probably around like 7:30 or 8 in the morning, where I can have my cup of loose leaf Japanese green tea and just really enjoy the fresh air and the beautiful morning sunlight. You can see over here plant foldie. So as far as petunias, so I know that I've had a couple of plant foldie. Shout out to Eric again for just sharing his journey with the super petunias, the proven winners hybrids. But you can see over here, this is a beautiful petunia that I like. Look at the white borders around it. It almost reminds me of Satsuki azalea, and that's something that I want to show you guys is Satsuki azalea. I've been into bonsai as of late. My Satsuki azalea has been doing very well in my care. I potted them up about a month ago, I think, about a month ago in bonsai pots. So that's something I will share with the plant foldie community. But you can see right here, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful petunias right here. I love the purple and then the white borders around it. It really does look like azalea. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what you think, if you like petunias, because there's so many different hybrids. I mean, Costa Farms has some interesting glow in the dark petunias. So that's something that I want to go get eventually, but these ones are for $5.94. These are by Better Homes and Garden, and I just love the colors. You know, with spring and summer coming around the corner, you know, spring is almost over, and that 100-degree weather in North Dallas is about to hit. So as far as an outdoor garden, just make sure that you have some type of consistent watering, whether it's sprinklers, an irrigation system, or hand watering, or you just going out there with a hose. I would suggest trying to water them as early in the morning, so when it is actually peak time, the water has already had time to soak into the soil. Because if you try to water your plants during the peak time, a lot of that water is going to just evaporate quickly, so the plants are not able to absorb the water. But you can see right here again, the Rockwall, Texas Walmart just has a bunch of the outdoor garden outside in the front part, so I won't be able to get into the indoor, well, not the indoor, the outdoor garden section because it's even super full. I just really wanted to take a quick trip out here just to show you Walmart, and then later on in the video we're going to be looking at another big box store location. I like to kind of put together some mini shopping experiences. Oftentimes I'll do like a 1-hour filming session in a big box store, but today I'm going to split it into like a 20-minute video at Walmart, for instance, and then finish off my shopping trip at another big box store. But you can see right here marigolds. So marigolds are really good flowering plants, and the reason why I say this is especially if you're growing gardens, like a vegetable garden, plant marigolds near your vegetable gardens because they actually repel some of the plant pests that would destroy your crop. And for me, I recently got 2 baby chickens. I've got 2 hens. One is a Rhode Island red named Catriona, named after the famous Miss Universe winner from the Philippines, Catriona Gray, Miss Universe 2018. And then Charlotte, a Barb Rock Plymouth hen. That one was named after a video game character called Charlotte off of Samurai Showdown or Samurai Spirits. I know that is really showing and exposing my age. You know, this year I will be 43. Super excited to be celebrating my 43rd birthday in August. But to go back to it, you know, I'm showing you all of these beautiful African marigolds right here, marigolds, and you can see that these are big blooms. I want to go buy one of these because I eventually want to go feed my baby chickens some marigold petals because it has a really good beta carotene. This one is only for $6.97. So I'm already looking ahead to see what types of great food I can feed my my baby chickens. Again, for those that haven't joined my YouTube membership tier, the Super Plant Foldies, click the join link in the comments section. You will see a weekly or bi-weekly blog of my baby chickens, for instance. See, the thing about it is with my YouTube membership tier, I'm able to post content that's not necessarily big box or plant shopping videos because for some reason the algorithm doesn't always push that type of content. It really wants you to stick to a specific niche. I want to kind of go against the current a little bit. So I asked the Plant Foldies if there are content aside from keywords, big box store plant shopping videos. I would love for you to either team replay it. For instance, I did do a classy rabbit potting up relaxing chores video, and that one wasn't really pushed a lot. So I'm hoping that any of the Plant Foldies and Super Plant Foldies could watch that that video again or team replay it. Classy Rabbit soil is one of my favorite soils. They will be at PlantCon Houston 2025, May 31st, June 1st. I will be there at least on May 31st to hang out with any Plant Foldies that are going to come around. So definitely check that out. But as far as the plants here, this Walmart has beautiful coleus plants, and then they also have celosa plants right here. The thing about it is I love indoor tropical plants, but I've mentioned this in pretty much all my videos whenever I talk about the outdoor garden section. I like outdoor gardening because you can easily water all your plants with a hose, an automated sprinkler, an irrigation system. So that makes the plant care so much easier as compared to indoor tropical plants. Now you can see right here, they are still filling up the outdoor section, the expanded outdoor section. So if you really want to go gardening, if you want to start a garden this spring, definitely go to your local Walmart. I would suggest if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make a trip to the Rockwall Walmart. They have a huge plant selection, probably the best plant selection out there as far as Walmarts. And then you can see right over here, even in the entrance area, they've got more fixtures of just beautiful outdoor flowers, things that you can put in your outdoor garden. I have mentioned a lot about just being able to grow caladiums. Now with all of the weather getting really spicy and hot, I know that when I premiere this video, this will be one where we are reaching close to 100-degree weather, and it's only the month of May. So I am a little bit cautious about just what the weather is going to look like. You know, some people don't believe in global warming. I kind of want to be neutral about my personal opinions about it, but I will say that it's gotten a lot hotter over the years, and that just kind of concerns me. And I always tell people, respect the environment, make sure that you're doing your part in terms of just reducing carbon emissions, reducing pollution, X, Y, and Z. We can get into a whole conversation about that. But as far as the plants here, $12.97. You can see we have a bunch of hanging baskets of petunias. Petunias are amazing. They're an annual plant, which means that they will only grow for one growing season. I would say it's hard pressed to try to overwinter them or take them inside to grow them, because petunias need full sun. Now we're gonna go walk in here and take a look at the indoor tropical section of this Walmart. Yes, plant foldies. You can see that this Walmart here has probably the best merchandising when it comes to the indoor tropical plants that feature Costa Farms plants, Trends Design plants, urban jungle plants, any of the plants that you would actually see at a big box store. Now, these are predominantly Costa Farms plants, and you can see that everything is lined up perfectly and everything around it is just neatly organized. And this is an example again of what I wanted to mention in terms of shopping. Whenever merchandise is labeled well, organized well, and is just presentable like this, it is going to inspire you to go plant shopping. It is inspiring you to probably spend a little bit more money. And as far as this, I'm not even going to be upset at the fact that I want to pretty much buy every single plant. I mean, you can take a look at these blooming anthuriums, and we talk about anthuriums being a very trendy plant, and I can understand why everybody wants anthuriums. It is such a beautiful work of art in terms of like getting different crosses and hybrids. Now, this one right here is not really a popular one, but this is one that is stable, one that you can find at big box stores, one that is cost effective, one that you can just basically get and add into your plant collection if you want a little bit more colorful blooms. This one is a blooming anthurium, and these ones right here, it mentions that you just add like a cube of ice to water. Please don't do that. What you need to do is actually take the plant out of its catch pot and water it completely, let it drain, and then put it back in its catch pot. Whenever there are plants that are labeled to add like a cube of ice, I don't think that's the best way, because you got to think that ice is super cold. It may shock the plant. And, a lot of these plants that we're dealing with are going to be tropical plants. So they're definitely not going to ever endure such cold temperatures. So I wouldn't really recommend using cube ice to water your plants. I mean, feel free to leave in the comment section what your opinions are. But for me, I think that you just need to water these plants thoroughly. What beautiful anthuriums that they have. And this is the reason why I like to go big box or plant shopping. I like to go to these really special big box stores to showcase what a big box store can look like whenever you have plants that are super organized. I beg to differ or ask anybody if you've ever seen a Walmart as organized as the Rockwall, Texas Walmart. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to really spend a lot of time at this location to film. I ended up having to leave, pretty fast, because one of the employees told me that I could not necessarily film. So I wanted to be respectful in terms of just, respecting people's wishes, even though it is a public space and I wasn't getting anybody in the film. But at the same time, it is all about being respectful and making sure people are comfortable. I know in a previous video live premiere, people have asked me how people react whenever I'm filming. For the most part, and I've been doing this for about a year and a half, I haven't had any issues where I've been asked to leave. Whenever somebody has mentioned, it's only been twice, honestly. if I could stop filming. I definitely respect people's wishes when it comes to that. Just know that whenever I'm doing big box store plant shopping videos, the intent is always to promote the big box store, to make sure that I highlight the beautiful plants, to encourage people to go shopping at these big box stores, and also to respect people's privacy. So you'll notice that I never filmed people shopping, or at least attempt to not get people's faces in there. So as far as this Walmart though, you'll have to go and see it for yourself, but you can see that there are many different types of Costa Farms plants over here. I know that there is a video that is kind of trending right now in terms of Costa Farms. As I happen to watch the video, and you know, some people have asked my opinions about the video and reactions, and for me, sometimes you know, staying away from controversial topics is the best way to go about it. Just know that my experiences in terms of like shopping for Costa Farms plants have always been great. My interactions with the Costa Farms team have always been amazing. I happen to meet them at PlantCon, and you know, as far as big box or plant shopping, that's really what you will see in terms of, you know, supporting local and small businesses. You already know that I always promote local and small businesses, but again, when it comes to big box or plant shopping videos, not everybody is going to have access to these plants. You know, as far as like wonderful local businesses like Peta's Planters, for instance, definitely shop petasplanters.com. She is now able to ship an amazing plant shop in Dallas. But in terms of the plants right here, again, if you're going to go big box or plant shopping, look at this beautiful fern, for instance. I love this Costa Farms. For only $5.77, you can get this beautiful fern. And there's so many exotic angel plants. You know, I ask people, if you ever want to start a plant collection, you can always invest in getting a couple of exotic angel plants by Costa Farms. I love the fact that, you know, Costa Farms has made it readily available to where we can get some of these harder to get plants. Obviously, there are options where you can go shopping online, but I like to go shop for plants where I can pick them up, take a look at the growth, take a look to see if they have any potential pests, and just really admire the plant and see if the plant speaks to me. And that's one thing I wanted to mention. Whenever we go shopping at these big box stores or local nurseries, the way I determine whether a plant is going to be an impulse buy is whether that plant is speaking to me, whether it's the leaves, whether it's an emotional attachment that I initially get from plants. Not sure if you've ever had those experiences, but you know, you can see right here, lots of beautiful exotic angel plants, and these are only for $5.77. I do think that they are super cost effective, and that's the thing about, you know, Costa Farms plants. They are cost effective. You can find a lot of durable plants like this one right here. This one is a peperomia, for instance. Really like the look of this plant, and you know, it's one of those plants that are underrated and often overlooked. Same thing with this Aralia right here. Now with the Aralia, I used to want to grow these, but now that I have a specific aesthetic that I like with plants, I like really round, big leaves, colorful ones. So that's the reason why I have really gravitated to Aglaonema. Also, I like plants that are easy care for plants. I mean, Aralias are not that hard to take care of, but if I were to settle for, say, that Philodendron heteroraceum or pothos plants, I would totally get it. But as I pan away over here, you can see that all of the plants here are super organized, and they just have tables and tables of plants. So as far as the Walmart out in Rockwall, Texas, highly recommend visiting them. I mean, you can even see right here, Epipremnum aureum, golden pothos for only $10.97. These are sourced out by Costa Farms. This is under the label Garden Expert Gardener by Walmart. So this is the more cost-effective line. So if you're looking to save money on shopping, especially when you are going to Walmart and shopping for plants, definitely look for the Garden Expert or Expert Garden line, because that is the most cost-effective one. And then you can see right here, we are done with that Walmart plant shopping, and I did want to go showcase Classy Rabbit soil. It is another soil that is based out in McKinney, Texas. It is a local nursery, and I did want to show you all of the Aglaonema that I have potted potted up using Classy Rabbit soil. So Classy Rabbit soil is a soil that is super chunky and is 100% naturally sourced ingredients. So you have rabbit manure, you've got some chunky pumice, you've got rice hulls. And for those that love Aglaonema, you can see that some of those videos overseas features farmers using rice hull. It also has other beneficial mycorrhizae that really help establish the plant. Please put in your pre-order for PlantCon at classyrabbit.com. If you enter by entering the code PlantCon at checkout, you will be entered to win a free 1-year supply of Classy Rabbit soil. Like, I probably need to go ahead and just put an order in to see if I might have a chance, because I absolutely love this soil. I've talked about using semi-hydroponic substrates, but Classy Rabbit has brought me back to using traditional soil substrates. I almost gave up on soil because I feel like some soils are just too moisture retention, not fast draining. Classy Rabbit is super fast draining. It's, again, 100% naturally sourced ingredients. It's created by farmers, so they know what's going on in terms of what is good and what is good to put in the soil mixture. And all of my plants that I put in Classy Rabbit soil have really thrived. I think the natural mycorrhizae and the environment that is created by Classy Rabbit soil is what helps them establish. So I wanted to put a plug out there for Classy Rabbit soil. Shop them at classyrabbit.com. They do offer free shipping, and if you're going to PlantCon, enter the code PlantCon when you check out to be entered to win at pickup at classyrabbit.com and at their booth at PlantCon. Now we are going to go big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's out in Frisco, Texas. This one is off of Warren Road in Frisco, Texas. It is one of my favorite ones to go to because this is the Lowe's location that I often find new releases of Costa Farms trending tropical plants. It's a beautiful afternoon when I film this, and I want to see what plants they do have available. This Lowe specifically gets a lot of plant restocks, and with spring heading into summer, we're going to see what plants are still available. If you made it this far to the video, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And if you haven't already, join the YouTube membership tier. It is in the comments section, the link to join. It is a pinned link, and then also check out my podcast.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Live Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you going to do? You're going to share the video.
You have
what
to.
you're
You
gonna do.
have to. Today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one. Always fun times whenever I am hanging out with Janae Simone and Steven of I Live Plants. Definitely check out their respective YouTube channels. We are going to be filming season 3 for the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. And for the 12,500 plant foldies that are subscribed to the channel, please make sure you guys are searching Cultivation Corner and checking out our content. It's really a big project that I've been working on with Janae Simone and Steven of I Live Plants. I would love for you guys to subscribe as well, since there's so many plant foldies that are engaged on this channel. You can see right over here, I'm just taking a look at all of the plants that they have available in the outdoor garden section. For my plant shopping videos, if you haven't figured it out already, I love all types of plants, whether it's indoor tropical plants, which is basically the majority of my content on this channel, but I also like to feature outdoor garden plants because outdoor garden plants, they're just amazing and they're fun. They're easier, I believe, than growing indoor tropical plants because you can literally take a hose this down, and you have all of your plants watered. In terms of plant pests, you rarely see plant pests on outdoor plants because there are natural predators that get rid of those pesky, thrifts, mealy bugs, bugs, and even fungus gnats. Now, we are going to take a little bit of time to look at some of the outdoor plants, but I did want to look more so of the indoor tropical plants, so stay tuned for that. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, we've got a lot of Costa Farms plants, and we've got some Costa Farms plants that are for just more of like a tropical patio container plant. This one is a cordyline Hawaiian tea plant. This one is the kiwi, and I really liked how there's so many different colors. And then we've got some alocasias right over here. I love alocasias. They're just a little bit more challenging to grow unless you are growing them in a semi-hydroponic substrate like lechuza pond specifically. I've tried to grow them in leca. They don't do as well since they have finer roots. What I've realized with semi-hydroponic substrates, you really need to assess what type of roots you have. And now we're just going to go straight into the indoor tropical section of this particular Lowe's. Like I said, again, so many plants to pick from. So we're going to go ahead and start by looking at some of these Costa Farms plants. So right off the bat, we are looking at a beautiful 6-inch hanging basket of a syngonium of some sort. Now, I am back at growing syngoniums again. With syngoniums, the plant care tips for syngoniums is you really need to make sure that you are staying on top of the watering. As in, you don't really want to hold your syngoniums dry too long. You want to make sure that as soon as the soil dries out, you are watering it immediately, because if you let it dry out for too long, it will end up losing its leaves. And then you can see right over here, as I slowly pan away, we've got some more hanging baskets by Costa Farms. This particular Lowe's location is always stocked with so many beautiful plants. They sell through so many plants as well, and so you'll never know what kind of plants you'll end up getting. I have found some new releases by Costa Farms. For instance, I'm hoping that I will find the Costa Farms Trending Tropical Burley Marks Flame, for instance. We will see if that happens, but for now, I'm actually going to focus on this. So Costa Farms actually specializes in a lot of plants, but one thing that they have started to bring out are bonsai. So this one right here is a Chinese elm, and this one is for $29.98. I'm not really a fan of the actual containers or the actual planter of these bonsai. I think that they could be in more shallow planters. I kind of consider the Costa Farms bonsai as more of like a pre-bonsai, a bonsai that hasn't fully been stylized, wired, or trimmed. And for those that don't know what bonsai is, it's basically the art of growing a miniature tree to really mimic what it looks like in nature. I'm super excited about getting back into the groove in terms of bonsai. As a kid, I remember watching the Karate Kid. I was really inspired by Mr. Miyagi, and my first bonsai was actually purchased at a big box store, Target, when Target actually had more plants in a garden center. I ended up getting a juniper bonsai, but you can see right here, these are actually already shaped, so it looks like somebody or these plants have been trained to actually have the curvature. You can see this one has a really nice movement. So the thing about bonsai is you really want to see a lot of movement. You don't want branches crisscrossing, and so that is really a lot of the stylistic aesthetics with bonsai. But that one has a really nice nabari. Nabari is the trunk and just how it swells up at the bottom of the trunk. You can see that this has a lot of potential, and so I'm just pulling down what I would do in terms of like wiring. I will buy a bonsai today. That's something that I will definitely do, just because the plant pricing for $29.98, it's really an affordable price for pre-bonsai material. So if you were to buy something like this at a bonsai shop, it would cost more than like $100 because of the structure of the trunk and already the pre-styling. Now over here again, plant foldies for $16.98. We've got an Epipremnum aureum, pearls and jade pothos. This one has some beautiful variegation. This one is similar to an enjoy pothos, but this one has some of the variegation speckling. It is a little bit faster growing than an enjoy pothos, and it's definitely a little bit more drought tolerant than the enjoy pothos. Most pothos plants are more drought tolerant. I would say enjoy pothos is the least, but this pearls and jade one is a beautiful variegated pothos plant. You can actually give it lower light conditions and it will still hold on to its variegation. And again, I'm going to pull this syngonium here. Like, I really am debating on whether I should purchase this syngonium because look at how pretty it is. It's nice and full. And with Costa Farms plants, like I said again, Costa Farms make it readily available for us to go shopping for all of these house plants and at affordable prices. They have a wide variety of Costa Farms plants. And as far as my interactions with the Costa Farms team, they were really kind when I met them actually out at PlantCon in Orlando, Florida. And I just got to talking about all of the plants. They were really open for feedback. I mentioned to Costa Farms how they really need to try to create a trend by getting some more colorful aglaonema. I will say, in terms of the selection of plants, we've got to give it to Costa Farms for really having a wide selection of plants. I mean, take a look at this beautiful Syngonium Maria, for instance. Now, this isn't a Costa Farms plant. It's a Live Trends design plant, which is another favorite nursery of mine that provides to big box stores. What I love about Live Trends design is they really have some modern contemporary look to their planters. They've really got minimalistic planters, very stylized planters, and even the colors, the palette of their planters, it's very well thought of, and they have a lot of plants that are seasonally relevant. I mean, you can see right here, this one is a beautiful gray neutral color, and it is in a self-watering planter. This is actually good for an alocasia to be in self-watering because alocasias need to have that consistent moisture in terms of the watering. Now, if you overwater an alocasia, that is not good as well because it will actually root rot them and their corms. So you want to make sure that if you're going to have an alocasia and you're growing it in soil, you want to make sure that your watering is consistent, as in if it dries out completely, immediately water it. That's really the best way. I say most plants are better off being more on the drier side. Now, again, this is another Live Trends design planter. This one is actually more so for like a spring seasonal planter. It's a beautiful little bird, and you can see that it's matching with pink blooms from this Kalanchoe. Such a cute little design, and I love how it's very simplistic. And speaking of which, for those that are actually not part of the YouTube membership tier, the Super Plant Foldies, again, you can join my YouTube membership. It's only for $2.99. That's super inexpensive. It's like buying a bag of chips, Starbucks drink, something that you can consume quickly. But once you are a YouTube membership, you join the YouTube membership tier, you will have access to a lot of my personal blogs, my personal content. My houseplant tour is actually going to go on my YouTube membership tier because I feel like if I produce content that is outside of the big box store, and let me repeat that again, big box store plant shopping videos, those keywords, I don't know if the algorithm will actually punish me. I've noticed that whenever I deviate away from like featuring a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Walmart, or a Target, my video isn't necessarily pushed. So I just want to make sure that my membership tier at least gives me the freedom to post things that are outside of just the big box or plant shopping videos. I do have a blog where I am actually documenting my journey to taking care of 2 little baby chickens. I actually got them last Tuesday, and when I actually did this voiceover, I celebrated their 7th day alive with me. They've already developed some feathers, and I'm super excited about that. I did not realize how many people have actually started taking care of chickens. I want to continue to share Catriona and Charlotte with you guys. I actually have a barred rock chicken as well as a Rhode Island chicken in the hopes that I will actually have some sustainable egg laying and just a companion. I figured that chickens are going to be a lot easier for me to take care of versus a dog, especially a puppy that's going to be super needy. Now, again, Plant Foldies, you can see at this big box or plant shopping episode, I am showing you some of these juniper bonsai. So I am actually going to debate on whether I should get a juniper bonsai. This one has some nice movement as well. This is another Costa Farms bonsai for $29.98. I would say that these are not necessarily complete bonsai. There's going to be a lot of trimming and work that needs to be done, but the initial styling, that windswept look, is really nice. You can also do a cascading bonsai like this. You can see that it's already cascading, and it's only for $29.98. I would actually put it in a taller pot and let it just cascade. I would wire it down and really force those branches to cascade down. There is a whole world of people who love bonsai, and for me, While I love indoor tropical plants, my tastes in terms of just interest in general are very much eclectic. So I'm a foodie. I love trying different types of food. I love to cook. I love origami, hence the reason why I call my YouTube channel Grow Folds. Folds is in reference to the origami art that I used to do. It was actually the original content of this video or this YouTube channel before I actually pivoted to more like big box store plant shopping videos. I will admittedly say that big box store plant shopping videos tend to get pushed by the algorithm, but I also just like enjoying the routine of going out and shopping for plants that are readily available and accessible, cost effective, and giving you my insights. So for those that continue to tune into my shopping videos, I really appreciate it because I'm able to feature like urban jungle plants like this. And as far as anthuriums, if you have not seen my anthurium Dock Block Michelle by Proven Winners Leaf Joy, my Home Depot plant shopping video, please definitely check it out. I can't believe that I found anthurium Dock Block Michelle's at a Home Depot, and guess what? It went on sale from $149.58 to $94.89. So it is definitely a steal because of the size of the plant. Most of the time, anthurium Dock Block Michelle's would be like within the $300, $400, $500 range for that size. But if you run to Home Depot, at least in the DFW market, there's a specific one way up north. You can get your hands on one for $94.98. So as you can see right here, though, plant foldies, I am just picking up lots of these different types of planters. This one is not a bad price again. This is by Urban Jungle, and this is an Epipremnum aureum or a Marble Queen pothos. I love it. With Marble Queen pothos, you can actually increase the variegation by providing it with lots of bright indirect light. Now that one, as far as variegation, it could revert to more of a greenish tone if you do not provide it with lots of light. So make sure you do that. There are certain plants, and I would say Epipremnum aureum, or what you call pothos plants, are plants that their variegation coloration is really indicative of how much light they are receiving. Some plants, like maybe the Philodendron Pink Princess, for instance, it's the initial genetics of the plant. I would even say that about Monstera albos. And, speaking of rare variegated plants, I know we're looking at this beautiful Homolemena Shelby. This one is for $19.84, for instance. But I've seen a lot of Monstera Thai constellations make it out to a big box store. But as far as like Monstera albos, I have yet to see a Monstera albo on sale at a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Walmart, or even at a Target. And I really want to know y'all's insight. So please, please, please leave in the comment section, why do you think Monstera albo is not at a big box store? And why do you think Monstera albo has held on to its value? Most Monstera albos are still within the $90 to $100 range versus finding Monstera Thai constellations for like, $22 at Walmart. And, again, I am picking up all of these bonsai. What do you think of these juniper bonsai? I know plant foldies, the majority of you guys are probably more indoor tropical plant aficionados, but would you be open to more bonsai content? Would you guys want to see more of my other plant interests like Japanese maples or even my azaleas or my vegetable gardening? A lot of that has been put into my YouTube membership tier just because, again, full transparency, not only do I make big box store plant shopping videos, obviously to continue our community, to bring us together, to have that camaraderie where we can all chat on a daily basis, but YouTube has become my passive income, with things being a little bit more expensive. Even though I have an amazing career and I'm pretty self-sufficient, and I'm really thankful that I've had a stable job for so many years. With the cost of things being a little bit more expensive, I'm looking at ways to grow some passive income. So big box or plant shopping videos are there. And that's the reason why when anybody ever just watches my video all the way through, presses the thumbs up or like button for the video, or even leaves comments, it really drives engagement and it really helps push this out to more plant lovers. I am hoping by the end of Houston PlantCon 2025, the first week of June, that we could possibly possibly get to 13,000 Plant Foldy subscribers. I just can't believe that. So when you think about the amount of people that have pressed the subscribe button, that is amazing. And I hope that I can continue to keep you guys engaged. Now, I am looking at some Costa Farms exotic angel plants. This is another Hydra Helix. I would even call this a super Hydra because this one is one of my favorite English ivy. This is the wonderful English ivy. That's literally the name of it. And this one is for $5.98 in a 3-inch planter by Costa Farms. Costa Farms has so many Hydra Helix. And I am just so curious how many varieties that they have. Now, for those that have actually done the Hydra Helix Challenge 2025, I have failed it because my English ivy actually never made it indoors. I actually grew them outdoors. I left it over the winter. And even though it snowed, it froze, those English ivy for some reason made it through the winter. And now they're on the road to recovery. I've been heavily fertilizing them. I've been keeping them outside. And as far as English ivy, they thrive so well in an outdoor space. Now, would I recommend putting them in the ground in your landscape? Absolutely not. English ivy are super invasive plants. I would say grow them in a container outdoors and they will thrive for you. Another plant that I haven't talked nearly as much about lately is croton plants. This is a croton gold dust. This one is for $5.98. It's a pretty good price for a croton. And I love crotons because they remind me of my home country, which is the Philippines. And, you know, with Asian American Pacific Islander Month, I really just want to shout to the world, rather the universe, that I am a proud Filipino American. So again, for my kababayans, which means countrymen, please leave in the comment section anything in Tagalog or let me know if you are also Filipino because I want to connect with my kababayans. One thing I want to highlight about the Filipino culture is we are known as being one of the most hospitable people that you can run into. We are always willing to help somebody out. We always want to show kindness. And if you ever want to go to the Philippines, it's very cost effective. And as far as tourism, it is an English speaking country, so you will not have a problem getting around. And you will see so many of these plants that I feature at big box stores just growing out in the wild, growing out in the jungle, growing out at somebody's landscape. And it's just interesting that when I took a vacation to the Philippines back in June 2024, I ended up just, filming some of the plants out in the wild, and people thought it was hilarious because they thought that, those plants that we grow indoors is definitely a plant that grows native outdoors in full sun or just in that environment. So it's just interesting as we explore and really look at these beautiful house plants, like this beautiful fern, $5.98 by Costa Farms. Just remember that these plants were sourced out somewhere on this planet. It's not like there is an actual, I would say actual house plant. The term house plant is a plant that we have taken from somewhere on this planet and actually acclimated it to where it can grow in an indoor space. But the majority of these plants come from all sorts of the parts of the world. Like this one right here is another Hydra Helix, or what you call the Hedera Helix. That is the correct way. Say it with me, Plant Foldies. Hedera Helix. Now, do you like me saying Hedera Helix or Hydra Helix? Let me know in the comment section below. And before I get any of the detractors, the negative folks that have left comments in the past about how they find me rather annoying, rather repetitive, cringy, I don't mind it. I will own that till the very end of my plant content because at the end of the day, I am a huge advocate about being your most authentic self. I would say never conforming to what society wants from you. I always say if you exercise kindness, if you are not hurting anybody, then be you. Be you and celebrate you. And that's the reason why, yes, I'm going to be repetitive. Yes, I'm going to shout Hydra Helix. And it is your choice on whether you want to engage with the Plant Foldies or not. It's really that simple. And I'm thankful that this community has been quite positive. I love the fact that everybody invests that much time to interact with each other. I've gotten to know you guys, and I would say I have the best community in terms of plant foldies that anybody could ever ask. And I am truly honored and thankful for each and every one of you guys. I hope that, you know, as we continue to look at plants together, while I go big box store plant shopping, while I give you my insights about plant care, that you guys are able to come, you know, wake up every morning and just have a wonderful day. And that's something that I want to instill in everybody. I think it's a message that I want to incorporate, not just because I want to do big box or plant shopping videos, but I also want this content to uplift people. Really think about the silver lining. Whether you are having a terrible day, not the best day, just know you can go to this YouTube channel, interact with each other, with either on the live premiere chats or even on the comment section. Y'all can have a full-blown conversation there if you want. But my message for anybody today is, if you ever allow somebody to be negative towards you, whether they say something hurtful, whether they say something that is not very kind, just remember that that person who has exuded that much energy to be unkind needs more love, more attention, more care. And that's why I always say, for all of the detractors, the ones that want to just hit the unsubscribe button, the one that wants to hit the dislike button, and I mentioned this in a previous video, if you are somebody that has hit the dislike button for a content creator and didn't really give constructive feedback, what was the purpose of silently hitting the dislike button? Now, if you are guilty of it, I'm not going to judge, but I really want to open that conversation, and I really want people to kind of reflect about that, because those very minute nuances, behaviors can really impact somebody. For me, I don't really care. I think it's kind of interesting because like somebody has mentioned, whenever somebody has anything negative to say about you, you get to live rent-free in somebody's mind. And I think that's amazing. So that is really my spiel in terms of kindness and being positive and making sure that we don't tolerate negativity. Don't allow that, guys. Plant foldies, don't let anybody be haters. Be you. Celebrate the plants. Popularize Aglaonema. Listen to me talk to you all day, every day, and let me celebrate me being me, and I will celebrate you being you. So as far as today's episode, I know I'm being super chatty, but you can just see Lowe's has so many gorgeous plants. And I know some people have their reservations about buying big box store plants. I say source your plants wherever you are comfortable with. Don't judge somebody because, say, they're buying a Costa Farms plant. Because at the end of the day, there is always three sides to the story. What we may see on social media, what somebody might say, and what some people might perceive as reality may not always be. I am not one to cast the first stone. I would say gather your facts. Make an educated, opinion, but don't impose that on somebody. So for anybody that wants to roast somebody for buying Costa Farms plants, please don't do that. If you choose to not buy big box store plants for whatever reason, that is okay. But there are some people that find joy in being able to buy these plants because not everybody has a local nursery, a small business that they can support. As far as these Monstera Perus, for instance, this one is for $19.84. This used to be marked at such a high price, and now it's affordable. Now for the small businesses or local businesses, I always say, in order to really compete with big box stores, I would say increase the level of service. Find something that's a little bit unique. Engage with your customers, and I truly believe that people will spend their money and buy plants where they're going to get that really nice service. Because aside from a big box store where you don't always have the most versed employees with plants, I will recommend this one right here. You already know it's a Grow Folds video. If I am showing you an Aglaonema Silver Bay, buy yourself this one. $15.98. This is one of the best plants you could ever put in your plant collection, and it's a plant that you can find that's readily available. It's not a trending anthurium. It's not an anthurium dock block Michelle. It's just an aglaonema, and aglaonemas, to me, in my heart, are the best plants that you could add in your plant collection. And that's just me being super transparent. It doesn't mean that I'm going to judge somebody for liking really variegated trendy plants. For me, I just can't afford to buy all of those rare plants, but I'm also going to celebrate the fact that if somebody loves collecting those ultra rare plants, I am there with you. But at the same time, let's all go back to the basics. Let's look at these plants right over here, plant foldies, and let's really just think about what plants we can put in our space that is going to be easy to care for, like this Monstera Stadliana Albo, $19.84 by Costa Farms Trending Tropicals. This is a plant that used to cost a lot of money. Now it is affordable, and it is an easy to care for plant, and it's a variegated plant that you can find at a big box store. So today's video, I feel a little bit more chatty. I've had a lot of just time to really think. I'll treat this today as more of like a personal blog, hence me telling you all of my insights. But I've had a lot of time to think about just what social media means to me. And to me, it means that I am able to utilize a platform to be somewhat repetitive, but to really talk about plants in a positive light, to encourage people to not be fearful about interacting with each other, to be yourself, and to celebrate plants. That is the essence of being a plant foldie. And if you ever want to transform and become a super plant foldie, you will actually get to know me on a more deeper level, because I will share a lot about my culture. I will share a lot about my personal interests. And I already know you guys want to see my houseplant tour. It's coming. I've been filming it for quite a while. I've been taking my time to really edit it and make sure that it's curated for a well-deserved audience, like the plant foldies. This one, Aglaonema Red Siam, $15.98. And I have to shout out my friend Sarud, Live With Plants. He is a vendor from Thailand that will be at PlantCon Houston 2025. He was able to get me a variegated Aglaonema Red Siam. So yeah, I'm going a little bit bougie. Aglaonema Red Siam is a classic, but if you can get a little variegated plant at a really cost-effective plant price, I'm definitely going to do it. My plant haul from PlantCon 2025 has already been in the works. It's been in the works for a while because I pre-order a lot of my plants. And leave in the comment section what plants you think I'm going to come home with at PlantCon. And again, this one, $15.98, another beautiful Aglaonema. Love the white stems on this. This is an Aglaonema Electric Lime. Thank you to the plant foldie, Travis, for giving me that plant ID. And I swear all of the plant foldies, and I get that sometimes not all of the plant foldies will be regulars. There are some people, like for instance, I'm going to shout out Will. Will was one of my original plant foldies from last year. I'm happy to see him. I shout out to Bella. Bella, if you watch this from Houston, I hope that things have gotten better for you. My message for you is to always look at that silver lining, and just know that we are sending you positive vibes. And it's always amazing to see, you jump in on the chats. And then, Evelyn, somebody that is international, that's actually out in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for always engaging with me. Thank you for sending me messages on Instagram. And for any of the plant foldies, I have a whole list. Know that whenever you click one of my videos, engage, hit the like button, comment, chat with me, it means the whole world. It makes me inspired to continue to make this type of content. And I already know, let's be real, right? There's only so many things that I can say about all of these big box store plants. There's only so much panning, so many different angles I can do, but for some reason you guys enjoy just looking at plants. I mean, look at this, for instance, $20.98. This is an Epipremnum Aureum Yesenia pothos. And here's the thing about Yesenia pothos. Look at that variegation, the coloration. It's really funky. Now, the only thing I will say about this pothos is it is one of the fastest reverting pothos. So if you do not give it enough light, it will literally become a jade pothos quickly. But a Yesenia pothos is very unique because of the variegation and coloration. You just have to make sure that you give it lots of bright indirect light. And that's something that I am really happy to share with the plant foldies. For those that have left comments in the comment section about how you guys have learned a lot from me, I am by no means an expert, but I will tell you from past experiences what my plant care tips are. So I appreciate that. You guys actually validate that my work to create this content is value added. It's something that you can actually put in your daily life, because the plant foldy community, big box or plant shopping videos, me talking about plants, me giving you plant insights, me talking for a straight hour and you're still around, that has really made a huge impact in my daily routine. I wouldn't know what to do if I stopped making YouTube videos, or at least consistent YouTube videos. I would feel lost. And whenever there was that April Fool's joke that I did not realize how many plant foldies would have been sad if I just stopped making videos. Just know, plant foldies, as long as you guys engage with me, as long as you guys continue to exude kindness, spread that community and positivity, you'll see a big box or plant shopping video from me. You will see lots of interesting plants, my personal plants. I was actually looking at my plants this morning and it was just full tranquility, just a lot of serotonin and dopamine boost. I think of looking at these plants, right? We're pulling up this philodendron hederaceum, for instance. And when you practice mindfulness, when you sit back and just look at the greenery, it will help you with any mental stresses that you may have. And full transparency, again, the past year and a half, almost 2 years, I had a really bad battle with anxiety / OCD, to where I had to go get professional help. And for me, it's not anything to be ashamed of. But one thing that I learned from my therapist when I was going through counseling is to utilize my OCD, not to fixate or ruminate on negative thoughts, paranoia, etc., but to utilize my OCD tendencies as a superpower. So maybe some people don't have the wherewithal to obsess about plants, to obsess about making content, even though at times, the production of these videos takes a long time. I think I've been able to repurpose what some people might say is a mental illness as more of a superpower. And I really urge anybody that might be an introvert, that might suffer from depression or anxiety, that it is perfectly normal, but to utilize, positive spaces like plants to overcome that. And, I've been really chatty. I've been talking a lot about positivity because as we look at things in this world, there's just so much negativity. And I think with the way plants have brought us all together and will continue to bring us together, I hope that message today really resonates with everybody. I'd love to know your comments in the comment section, what you think, and what do you think about me making a separate video of my bonsai plant find at this Lowe's location, because I do intend on getting it. I really love this one, for instance, $20.98. I love the curvature of it. There's a lot of movement. I'm gonna have to wire down the branches to kind of sweep down to give it a little bit better focal point. So we'll see about that. I'm probably just going to let it grow wildly and then just trim it back for the summer and then maybe do that. But you can see right here, I would wire it down to give it a little bit of space and some more movement, but it depends on whether I go home with this one. Stay tuned for a future video about that. And I also will say, plant foldies, when the video is about to end and I'm letting you know to subscribe to my YouTube channel, if you see the videos pop up on the top left corner or bottom left corner, click on one of those. I would love for you guys to team replay it, or maybe if you missed one of the videos, that would be awesome, because that does trigger the algorithm to push it out to more potential plant foldies, and we're really working on that engagement. But whenever you are looking for pre-bonsai material, you really want to look for something that has a lot of movement. You can see that Costa Farms, whoever they've actually sourced this out, this is a beautiful bonsai, pre-bonsai. I actually might get this because it already has a nice triangular shape about it. We'll see if I end up getting it, but I really love the movement. Feel free to leave in the comment section if you would buy this as a pre-bonsai, and whether you want to see me make a full video of bonsai. I really want to influence plant foldies that have never really thought about creating bonsai, because to me, in my opinion, growing bonsai is a more curated, more elegant, more stylistic approach to growing plants, because there is a lot of artistry with it. When I was in college, I was actually an advertising graphic design major. I minored in art history and painting. And so art has always been a huge part of my life. Bonsai has been a huge part of my life. And there you go, plant foldies. You get to know just a little bit more. I know that I'm going to still remain faceless. I may do a face reveal on my YouTube membership tier or on season 3 of Cultivation Corner, so stay tuned for that. But you guys already know the reasons why. It's not that I'm hiding anything. It's just that social media, sometimes you want to separate what you do on your social media platforms with your day-to-day life, because sometimes it gets a little complicated and it impedes in even your personal space. And there's some people that are not the kindness out there, and you have to really be cautious about social media presence, whether it's scammers or anybody that doesn't have the best intentions toward an individual. But as far as today's shopping video, you can see that again, this Lowe's location, plenty of beautiful plants to take a look at, like this Phalaenopsis orchid by Costa Farms. Again, this one is for $19.84. I have kind of given up on Phalaenopsis orchids because while the blooms are beautiful, they only last for about a month or two, and then you have to wait for a while for them to rebloom. So I really want to just like focus on plants that either give me instant gratification through fast growth, or plants like Aglaonema that really have a lot of beautiful colors and leaf interest. So that's where I'm at in terms of my plant collection. So as I pick up a couple more of these plants right here by Costa Farms, you can see we have some hanging baskets right here. This one is a beautiful Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess for $20.98. So that's what makes big box store plant shopping fun, because you can find cost-effective plants like this. Costa Farms always pushes out a lot of different plants that are readily available for the general public. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed just walking around and looking at these plants. I am definitely going to be buying one of these bonsai right here and creating a beautiful bonsai. I would consider these again pre-bonsai. So plant foldies, definitely consider joining my YouTube membership tier for only $2.99 if you want some more exclusive plant content, lifestyle blogs, anything that's pertaining to me. I'm definitely posting more on there. And as always, my name is Richie. I have enjoyed taking you alongside with me shopping. Hopefully I've given you some tips and tricks on how to save money and some great plant recommendations. I'll see you on the next one.